Hello and welcome to the latest Lukozer retro game review video. And for this one it is Frankie Goes to Hollywood, or Frankie the computer game as it shows on the title page here. Trying to explain this one is likely to be a lot easier said than done. This is, I think, the most surreal game that was ever written, but unlike a lot of surreal games that came after this, including the modern ones, this one is actually pretty fucking good. When I say pretty good, I'll cut to the chase. I think this is one of the best games ever made. Now, despite being a game of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, mercifully the actual connections to the band are kept to a very minimum. There's no fucking Holly Johnson anywhere in the game. Maybe I really shouldn't have said the word fucking at that particular point, really, but well, you get what I mean. So anyway, this logo here, I think was what some of the pretentious bollocks that Frankie Goes to Hollywood was spouting around the time. So it's supposed to be some kind of formula. So it's lust plus war plus love plus peace times man. There's a bit of a glitch there on the graphics there, but it's supposed to be a person. And then it should have underneath it equals bang. Fuck knows what they're going on about. If you asked anyone of Frankie Goes to Hollywood what it was going on about, they wouldn't be able to tell you either. So they're almost up there with that cunt from the Doors for talking bollocks. Jim Morrison, that's it. Anyway, this game came out in 1985. It was written by Denton Designs, and well, they basically pulled out all the stops. They hadn't done too many games, I don't think, at the time of this. Certainly not that were released by Ocean. I think the only Ocean game that Denton Designs had done prior to this was Transformers. They'd already done Shadowfire. I can't for the life of me remember the fucking publisher of that, but it means that they'd shown quite a variety as far as what their games would be like. They could be fairly simple shooter stroke platform games like Transformers, or they could be quite complex like RPG type games like Shadowfire. This is an arcade adventure, and it's just, yeah, difficult to explain, but we'll have a go. Right, so starts off with this pretty impressive animation here. So you start as, well, basically you're a nobody, and they take it to the extreme where you don't even have any facial features. And you have to make your way around this, I don't know if it's meant to be a housing estate or a series of roads or streets rather. There are 4 houses in each street, and there are 4 streets. And you go around searching through all cupboards, which are all over the place, chests of drawers and all sorts. Some items I know are useful, some are not so useful. This particular room is quite handy for later on. If you notice, just there on the floor in front of me there is a cat's bowl, and in the doorway there is a cat flap. That will come in useful later on if I can actually find it within the time I'm doing this video. One go of this game can go on for an eternity. I did get very close to finishing it back in the day. I got to 90, it was either 97 or 98%, and I was so pissed off I couldn't fucking get to the end. So right, I'm picking up quite a few pleasure pills. Pleasure pills are handy. Well, in fact, I think everything that you can pick up is useful, but you have to use them in the right place. On the floor there, I can't pick it up here. Maybe I have to be the other side. Showing the inventory. There we go. So there's a bottle of milk there. Now if we go back to here, we use the bottle of milk, and the cat's bowl is full of milk. Now your score, as you can see, is given in pleasure units, so we have 3,600, which makes us 3% a real person. You also get the graphs up along the side there for each of the, or what they consider the requirements to make you into a complete person. I think I've checked this place already. Okay, so another milk bottle there. Right, now floppy disks does rather show the age. They're the old 5 1/4 inch ones. You actually need 2 for the room that they are used in, so I'll grab them both. We'll see what else is here. So at the bag of money, I never figured out where you need that. The same with the red herring. It does just come up that it's a herring, but security pass. Can't for the life of me remember what that's for, but I don't need a 3rd floppy disk. Ah, the old videotapes. Now they are quite useful. I'll grab that. Right, I want to clear out this, well, I say clear out, I want to finish exploring this particular set of houses first. There are some nice graphical touches. In some of the living rooms there are televisions. And if the particular house does have a television, there will be the television area on the roof outside. So, you know, it's handy detail there. So there is the television. There's another pleasure pill, but I think I've got... Oh no, my inventory isn't full. But anyway, this is the first part of the how surreal this game gets. If we try there, it says insert a video. So we shall do that. Insert a video. And then we walk into the actual video itself. This is one of the mini games. There are 10 different mini games. This one is Cybernetic Breakout, and the title pretty much tells you exactly what you need to know. You got to get the symbol hitting the okay, you had to get the symbol hitting the spark. This is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult, of the sub games. So you are the devil, and you need to ride the cloud to get you from hell over to heaven. Only once did I ever manage to actually do this, because you can't move forwards. You have to ride on the cloud to move forward. One more hit and that's me done here. You can move back, but obviously if you do move back, you've got to get back on the cloud again to move yourself forwards. But yeah, it's extremely tough, that one. I think that is the most difficult of all of the sub games. Oh, it looks like I've been put back in the same part of the street that I was already at. So let's grab the flak jacket there. And let's find another set of houses. I want to try and show a bit more of the game. I don't want this video to go on for too long, but trying to show everything in this game is, well, in one video review, it could mean that the video would go on for an eternity trying to show you. There's a mouse hole down there. I'm pretty sure that is relevant, but I can't remember why. I don't have any more videos. So the idea of the game is to say become 100% a complete person. That dead body on the ground there, if I move it will start off the murder mystery, which I find rather irritating. I'd like to have all of the or as much of the main puzzles done before I then go on to do that. If you check out the review of this game that the reviewer Gansteith did, he did it quite some time ago actually, but in that he does show the murder mystery, so yeah, check out that one and that will it'll show you what it's all about. Basically a load of clues appear everywhere, and then from the clues you have to try and deduce who it is that is the murderer. How very Agatha Christie. Alright, let's try and get another sub-game showing. So let's put in another video here. Oh, right, okay, this is the Talking not Talking Heads one. Yeah, it is. It's Talking Heads is the name of the sub-game. You choose whether to be Reagan or Gorbachev. Shock horror, I will play as Gorbachev. And basically the idea is that you two are spitting at each other and you are just, well, you have to hit each other 20 times. It's, this is one of the more basic of the sub-games. It's not particularly difficult, but then, you know, I've got no problem with that. But this is also one of the sub-games where you can't actually use any of the items you picked up, presumably because there's no need to. Anyway, one more, there you go, right, that's him done. So I now head into the, what is called the war room. And to get through that you have to shoot the symbols, which I've done, and that takes us to another sub-game. This is the duck shoot. This is extremely tough. Okay, so I can never remember how many you have to shoot. I think you have to hit with every single one, so the fact that I've missed one means it's, you know, I can't finish this one. Oh, bollocks. Now I'm really fucking... The crosshairs are quite tricky to move around. Ah, fuck it. Let's just waste the last shot. There we go. So because I failed that one, you notice that the graphs moved down. So I've lost some of the progress I made. I'm back at the first block. So let's get on to the game review. Graphically I think it's fine. I think it looks great. I got no problems with the game graphically at all. In terms of audio, again I think it's great. Audio is by Fred Gray. For years I thought it was by Martin Galway, but oh fuck it, I'm back there again. But no, it's not a Galway no, it's not a Galway soundtrack. It is Fred Gray, which I should have realised, seeing as it is a Denton Designs game. And as far as the music goes, I think the music is fantastic. This picture, not music, I've already said, yeah, the music is fantastic, yeah, okay. But yeah, as far as the gameplay goes, I think the gameplay is superb. So we now walked into the picture that was on the wall there, which takes us back to this mini game. And basically it's just a case of get on the cloud and just hope that none of the arrows happen to be fired in your direction, otherwise you're fucked. And I'm fucked anyway, so there we go. Each of the like block of 4 houses has at least one house which has one of these areas where you can basically escape the real world into the surrealist world. This is where I put the milk in the bowl there. If you then leave the thirsty cat here, it will drink it and then it walks through the cat flap there, and then you can walk into another mini game, which is to catch as many of the flowers that are falling. I don't think you can pick up the umbrella. No. I didn't think I had a video. It would be handy. Nope, not one in there. So yeah, gameplay wise I think it's superb. The game design is unique. I've never seen another game like this. It's just, as I say, it's surreal, it's completely off the wall, but it works fucking superbly. Back in the day I could easily spend 2 hours or more just playing this game. I never got bored with it. I just thought it was so well done. I'll use one of the pleasure pills just to show you what they do. So it increases your well, in this case the war graph. But it says there your pain will be halved, and occasionally it will say your pleasure will be doubled, and you use those in the cybernetic breakout rooms, so that then when the symbol hits you, it doesn't take off as much from your the particular graph there. I had a feeling that was going to be the pointless one. I need to go through the door with the cat flap. And if it's if the pleasure pill says that your pleasure will be doubled, then it means you get twice as many points for completing that that room. So I have a feeling that I'm not showing this game at its best. It's not really a game to watch because, well, it can go on for a hell of a long time, and clearly I've been here before. And yeah, the fact that it is so surreal means that it can be difficult to follow. But it is absolutely worth it. I think this is one of the best games that has ever been released. Now this door's locked. That is the door that takes you to the Pleasure Dome. And I think earlier on I was trying to say what you have to do in the game. Once you reach 100% a person, you then enter the Pleasure Dome, and that's the game completed. As I say, back in the day I got very close to it, but not close enough. I think my inventory's full anyway, but I can use videotape. So right, this is the ZTT room. This is where I need the flak jacket. See those shots it was firing. You can't take very many of them, but now I can take quite a few. So you blast away at that part, and then you have to levitate up here. Now this is where the room becomes a bit of a pain in the arse, because you need to switched all of these around so that the ZTT logo appears in its entirety. And just to make it a real pain in the arse, it looks like it's changed how it works from when I last played it. So maybe there's a bit of a random thing going on here. Bollocks. So this can be a bit slow and a bit annoying. Oh, for fuck's sake. That was the one I should have pressed. Now it's, well, not quite, oh fucking hell. The thing is, it's so close, but yeah. And now it's getting further and further away, and now I've got hardly anything up there at all. This is one of the more infuriating puzzles. Now a lot of the time you can end up just randomly clicking anything just in the hope that it might actually do it. Oh, for fuck's sake. So yeah, I picked a real stinker, and the trouble is I can't get out of this area now. I have to finish that ZTT puzzle, because that levitating part there will just take you from bottom to top. Now this set of buttons is more like the set that I am familiar with. Although having said that, I'm still fucking it up. Oh fuck it, which one was it that did? Not that one. Oh fucking hell. So I've really nosed this video up now because I've been stuck in this room for so long. I think that is it, yep. Now I've got to fucking wait for, this is when it gets a bit frustrating, I've got to wait for that to come down. And I've got to try and get into here quickly. Thank fuck for that. I don't usually do it first time. Now this is the computer room. One of these computers, I think it's this one, it tells you to insert a floppy disk. Unless it doesn't work. Oh, okay, it's going to send me straight out, so... Yeah, I'm rather fucked up there because I've got 2 floppy disks, but I didn't use either of them. So anyway, I mean, you've got a taster of the game. I didn't show all of the sub games. I wanted to show, well, I wanted to show all of them. I've shown most of them, but this is definitely a game to check out. If you like arcade adventures, you'll love this. If you like surrealist games, you'll absolutely love this. And yeah, I give this 10 out of 10 every time. Yeah, I thought this was one of the best games that was released not only on the Commodore 64 but has ever been released. It's up there with the likes of Impossible Mission as just being superb from start to finish. I really cannot fault it. So that is Frankie Goes to Hollywood for Commodore 64, 10 out of 10 every time. Give it a go now. I can't recommend it highly enough. So that brings this video to an end, and we will see you at the next one.